Welcome to the Sesh.
What's up? It's your boy.
I am Mr. Mastiff.
That's your guy.
Here with my guy.
Neff. 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, your boy, Neff. Yeah, a.k.a. Mr. Yeah, man. Y'all know who it is. It's your boy. What's up, man? Welcome back. Y'all know what it is. It's
busy edition of the Sesh. Busy edition, boy.
Busy edition.
We're going to try to hit on. A lot going down.
Sports is active right now. We trying to progress in this whole podcast and filming thing. So if there's sports that we leave off that y'all like for us to talk about, or just run a quick update statistically or something, man, y'all hit that like, y'all hit that subscribe button. We always appreciate it. Like we always say, the more feedback we get, the better we can be for our viewers, in which that's what this thing's all about. So let's get to it.
Keep molding, growing, and improving.
Big day yesterday. It finally happened.
Big day.
He got his old ass up out of Green Bay.
Get your ass up out of here. The folks are just trying to work out that compensation. But hey, Ron.
Yeah.
He's headed to the New York Jets.
He going to the Jets.
Yeah, he finally got the deal done. Finally all the hoopla, all of
What's the expectation?
The air and tracking and all this other stuff that was going on.
What's the expectation?
I don't know.
What are the Jets?
I don't know. I think on paper, it looks really appealing. Not to say, I'm coming with this stance that is not going to be successful and work, but I don't know what type of Aaron are you getting. You know what I'm saying? Is he going to really be committed to kind of developing the young squad of receivers and some other the skill positions that he has?
For sure.
That he got some younger players to work with, even though he's got some of his guys that he's able to bring in. Because the defense has been consistent, at least from last year that we're judging them by. And
I tell you what,
and it was the offense that kind of sputtered out. So
if Garrett Wilson doesn't explode more than what he did last year onto the scene with Aaron Rodgers as quarterback, it'll tell me everything that I believe I already know about Aaron Rodgers, which I don't really see. Everybody see the Jets making the playoffs. I don't know how. I don't know if they can beat Miami twice. I don't know if they can beat Buffalo twice. New England.
How you can beat Miami twice, I agree with you. The Buffalo thing, they ain't going to beat Buffalo.
You know what I'm saying? Even New England.
Because you know what Miami going to get.
I mean, shit, I think they split maybe both those games last year. They lost one, won one possibly, you know what I mean? So it's not that they can't do it, because anything can happen. Injuries play a big part in all this. But I just think Aaron Rodgers lacks in the biggest department that you need to have as a quarterback, and that's to be a leader. You know what I'm saying? If you can't lead young people, old people, men, and get them to go, fight against other men, because that's essentially what a football game is, one big-ass fight, you know what I mean, for 60 minutes. And so I just don't know how well he does that. He has a great rapport with Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams balled out, but it's like, just seemed like he's not like a Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes, I got 10 receivers, put them out there, I'm going to hit all 10 of them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Rodgers is built that way, wired to be like, yo, put Joe on the field. I'm finna Joe finna bowl.
He will have moments in games where, he won't spread the wealth. Sometimes he'll do it, but for the most part and overall, that's why he wants his quote-unquote guys, because that is who he tends to kind of lock in on. So I agree with you on that. But they do kind of got a young and upcoming squad. I think the foundation of the Jets is a lot better than what it used to be in the past, when they try to do some of these things and bring the older vet in to kind of, get them over the hump.
They might be 9-8.
So we'll see. I mean, we'll see.
10-7, some shit like that. I can see the Jets. Up and down season. I think the media in New York's too much. It's not going to be Green Bay no more. It's not going to be insulated. You know what I mean? So it's the real deal. It's the real deal Holyfield.
So speaking of Green Bay, let's kind of segue, move into that. Let's talk about these two young QBs. We'll start with, Green Bay.
Yeah.
With Jordan Love. They're openly stated throughout this process with Aaron Rodgers that they're ready to move on.
Yeah, it's his turn.
It's a Jordan Love era.
He got the keys to the Benz, Ghost. He got the keys to the Benz, Ghost. What he gonna do now? I don't know. He probably gonna hit the gas a little bit and mess up. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just his first full year playing. I haven't seen enough of Jordan Love to be like, yo, he isn't a good quarterback. I think at Nevada, he played enough football to show that he was capable of. He's athletic, he can make throws. He's big, he's strong. He's been in the system, going on his 4th year? So he's got a head start on that, being in the system, kind of knowing the playbook. Now it's just going out with that confidence, knowing I'm the guy. making the reads, making the throws, and all that's going to happen. OTA, voluntary workouts, all those type of things. That's
throughout camp.
Yeah, throughout camp, throughout that process. But, just being that it's really his first year, he got to dive in. See, and that's the one thing that I get it. As an older player, you don't want to be there for voluntary work. But sometimes that voluntary work isn't about you being on the field. It's about you just knowing the situation and helping those younger players come through. And I think all teams that are successful, they have players on that team at certain positions that know how to guide these young players to get them to where they need to go, and it's not just reliant upon coaching all the time. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I think that's important in a locker room. If you got a quarterback that knows he got a talented receiver, but he's not getting up to speed for whatever reason on certain plays in the playbook, he goes to the side and he break it down to him and talk to him in layman terms, make him feel comfortable. Or the quarterback might be like, look, on this read, if you see this man shade you this way or that way, you only got two choices. You can go inside, you can go outside. You know what I mean? Or you might be able to release and go up the field type shit. Or just certain responsibilities change depending on the alignment of the defense. And so with that being said, it might be another receiver, right, that struggle with that particular issue that this other running back may be struggling with when he's coming in motion, coming out the backfield. There's so many different variables to it. And so I think that's where Aaron Rodgers is going to lack with the Jets, right? And just the simple communication. I don't know if he's going to be there. And I think that's where Jordan Love and even Trey Lance kind of spinning over to the 49ers has a head start, but kind of like, a back seat too, because it's all their first time hitting that field, man. That shit goes 100,000 miles an hour.
Yeah, it does.
So
I think Lance has a better opportunity trying to hit the ground running a little bit more. I think Love, because of the situation, there may be a dip because there's frustration there. There's separation between the two. So I think, depending on how, his work ethic is,
for
him getting after it is yet to be seen for me. Shit.
Give it here. He don't need this, y'all. He gonna be taking the time out and shit, be sweating and shit, needing
shit. The draft. The draft is coming up. What?
Thursday. Thursday, I believe. 27th. Today's 25th.
A couple days.
Yeah. So a couple days. A lot of teams, a lot of franchises making big picks. I'm already down on the draft. I'm not a fan of Ohio State. I just don't root for them first. You know what I'm saying? But damn it, they done made me go out on a limb. CJ Stroud going to be the best quarterback in this class overall after it's all said and done. And this isn't saying Bryce Young isn't going to ball out. This isn't saying Anthony Richardson doesn't have a chance to ball out. This isn't saying Will Levis doesn't have a chance to ball out. I'm just saying from what we've seen up until this point, there's only one quarterback that can, I say hypothetically, go in front of Stroud, and that's Young. But with that being said, I got to take Stroud because he has the size. He's 6'2" at least, if not 6'3". He's 220 pounds. You know what I mean? That's just, it's a big man game, y'all.
I mean, for me, as just an NFL quarterback, again, it's nothing against Young. To me, it's a little bit against Will Levis and the other young cat, Anthony Richardson, because their consistency just wasn't there comparable to the other two. To me, it's like a clear and cut, separation between those two, being a Young and Stroud, and all these other cats that are in the field. There's not very many quarterbacks in this class right now, but yeah, it's disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? To me, it's disrespectful. Yeah. Not even so much if it was a situation with Young versus just Stroud straight up and where positioning, what team it was going to be, whether it's going to be the Carolinas or Houston's or whatever. But just the, there's rumors about it now. I'm going to throw this in there about the test that was taken. So, maybe that even being fraudulent or erroneous in some ways, or just complete out flat false. It's a lie. So there's a lot of things that's going out there, man. There's jockeying it up. It seems like it happens, but it's ramping up in certain different divisions as we kind of go throughout time and history. And I really think that's what it is. I think it's just something you're trying to just drop this young man's credibility and his opportunities, because I think he's a very solid young quarterback. I think he does have the potential to be one of the greats. I'm not going to reach out on a limb to see what happens, because to me, it depends on where he goes. That's why I don't want him to go to Houston. because it's just you're not gonna get the max. He's not gonna be able to, elevate and bloom. But
they'll trade
I
your
think
ass.
in his college
They got
career,
non-disclosures.
his accuracy was very solid and crispy.
For sure.
I think he got it and combined it to the point where he had to get stronger and be able to be mobile and make those throws down the field for that reason. That's why he did it in the offseason, and it paid dividends.
sure.
It almost got close to a chip. So I think that's really going to pay, down the road for the NFL compared to a Bryce Young, who is smaller, but I think Young is just a gamer. I think Young's vision of the game and seeing things on the field is unprecedented compared to any other.
See, but this is my only problem with Young is just the old adage that the game is bigger and it's faster. You know what I mean? The shit's a little bit more complex. So all it takes is one bad day. Ask Tua. He had a couple bad weeks in a row. You know what I mean? And so not to get too deep down the rabbit hole of Tua and his concussions, because they're always super serious. But I just think what you're saying, right? With Stroud, it's funny that a few years ago, we found every reason to draft Baker Mayfield #1, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I can say, okay, maybe Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson didn't just pop off the eye as college quarterbacks to you coming into this draft period when they were coming versus Bryce Young or C.J. Stroud.
Smaller schools, though, not the same pub. That's what I really think it was.
Yeah, but I mean, so what's Stroud's thing, man? There's no reason.
Well, it's just still, it's something that I really don't want to get into the depths of it.
If size mattered, then Will Levis has shot up the boards off potential, right? Mm-hmm. Which potential is the Achilles heels of everybody. Don't gauge shit off no potential.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's misleading. You better go with what you see in front of you. You know what I'm saying? You can't potentially measure no one's heart ever.
I've always
you can
been
see
told
a player
that
play with his heart.
The constant progression of potential. Potential is graduating and growing up in front of you. You can see somebody things changing in that direction. And then you can kind of
gauge it then. Yeah. Then you can gauge something.
Yeah, if you just saying, the potential, how they hooping here in this one spot. Sometimes they never do that ever again.
Will Levis is big. He's athletic. He can run. He can throw, right? But this is always my problem, is that the conversation and the narratives change. When I listen to other different pundits talk about football and quarterback position, they love to say that the quarterback, if he's super elite, he doesn't need another super this, that, and the third around him. He's going to rise the level of everyone around him, right? So when we see these quarterbacks that do these type things, man, we pat them on the back and we applaud them. But as soon as a guy that does it, that may not fit a certain bill, we find ways to knock him. That definitely is Bryce Young. He's not 6'3", he's not 220, 250, you know what I mean? 6'6", 6'4". He's not your prototypical quarterback. There's no reason that there's the best two quarterbacks in this class, by hands down, right? Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud. There's just Anthony Richardson doesn't compare. He's an athletic freak. But if he was such an athletic freak, at his measurables, he would have did what Cam Newton did at Auburn.
Right. Now that's my thing.
If Will Levis was such an athletic freak, he at his very least could have did what Tim Tebow did at Florida.
Had this cannon of an arm. Yeah, these things should be in place.
Tebow didn't have a cannon of an arm. He had everybody around him, but he was such a great leader. Even with that great talent,
they bought into it.
So that makes me question the Will Levises, the Anthony Richardsons. How are you in the locker room? You might be able to throw the ball a country mile and knock down a pole in the damn stadium. Well, but that ain't going to never translate to a football game.
That's what I'm saying. I think he kind of showed on the field. So that's why I think that those other two, like I said before, are separating themselves in that. But all right, let's segue and move.
Let's go get on past
let's jump on in
for y'all fucking around.
The hot NBA. NBA been cooking. It's been cooking for real.
Man, they like a pot of gumbo. We
just started with the most, fire ingredient right now, Jimmy Butler. Shit.
Well, that was some cayenne, man. Boy. You don't know. Look, I think the last Sesh we had, man, I was over here roasting Jimmy. I was talking down on Jimmy's name.
So Jimmy Ghost Pepper
Jimmy must have heard your boy and came out and shut me up. Career
56.
Yeah, career playoff record for Heat and Jimmy.
It was pretty too.
You know, the Heat that had some ballers: LeBron, Wade, Alonzo Mourning, Shaq, Tim Hardaway,
Bosh.
Chris Bosh. Yeah. There was Glenn Rice. You know what I'm saying? They had some cats that come through this franchise. Put up Ronnie Cycli, put up big numbers. You know what I'm saying? Think whatever you want to think about Ronnie Cycli. He got paid and he was in the league. Damn it. You know,
Rashawn Leonard.
Rashawn Leonard. Yeah, he was. Yeah. Somebody else I feel like that. Eddie Jones went to Miami at the end of his career. Was a little bit. So yeah, Miami's had players over a long history periods. Man, like I always say, man, Miami's just a professional fucking organization. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna. Yeah. They got players. They come to ball. You know, Pat Riley, he gonna ask you probably 3 questions. How bad you want it?
For real.
How bad you really want it?
What you gonna do to get it? What do we need to do to get it? Let's go.
But Jimmy Butler balled out, man. I'm a Bucks fan. I like Giannis. He my guy. He let me down right now. He's still the greatest NBA player ever. But
there's some flies and some trouble.
His back.
I know.
His back ain't no good right now.
I seen him creeping up.
His back ain't
slow, boy. Like, oof.
Can't keep taking all them calls that big, that long. You know
that's what I was thinking when I seen him bent over like that. Yeah. Like, bro, I wonder how long he, seriously going to be able to play at this level. Because at the torque,
he got to get in that gym. He got to get up in that gym and shoot.
You got a back problem, bro. That don't
1,500. He got to get in there and put up over 1,000 jumpers a day, man. You know what I'm saying? He do that, he'll be all right. You got to get in there and work on that jump shot.
Yeah, because.
See, when people hear that, they automatically think about 3-point shot. No, man, inside that 3-point range.
There's several cats in the league that still be. Woo, they masters at that 2-point.
Man, if you go down here, well, that's something also to piss me off about the league too, man. Cats like KD, cats like Giannis, Michael Porter Jr., cats that are just naturally bigger, stronger than most cats, or just longer. You know what I'm saying? Get to your spot and rise and shoot. Yeah. Stan Van Gundy, and I don't agree with shit Stan Van Gundy ever has to say.
Twerk it.
Man, he made a great point last night. I got to give him a shout out. He was like, man, I believe most bigs that when they get a smaller guard in the post, they do too much, right? Banging on them, hitting on them, trying to bully them, right? Instead of just catching the ball and go right on top of him. He ain't going to do shit to you. You know what I'm saying? He can't block your shot. He's small. Why are you trying to physically beat him up? You know what I'm saying? But that just... To me, that made a lot of point. You see a lot of big men get charged, fumble the ball, somebody comes in and dig. Just catch that motherfucker over the top. I wish KD did a lot more of that. Come down, get to his little free throw spot, and catch the ball and just turn around and shoot. He'd be 10 times more effective. Kawhi is really good at that, but you see what happened to Kawhi. He played 4 straight games and his whole body swole up on him.
Let's talk about him real quick.
Kawhi.
How much of his shit do you think is his injury or what's going on in his fam? You think that got anything to do with
what's going on with his fam?
His sister got convicted of murder here recently. Like real shit. So I don't know. I mean, and this has always been his pattern. So that's why I ain't trying to,
man, I'm
let him off the hook for it.
I'm always going because they call it a job, right? Professional athletes say they're here at work. So if one of our family members was convicted of murder, would you stop going to work?
Man, my brother initially I gotta go check on some things, but I ain't gonna just.
That ain't what I said. Is your body gonna swell up? And since your brother. Is your right knee gonna swell up if you go to work and perform? Look, man, do you need time off? Do you need time off for shit like that? Yeah. There's I don't know how much time you need to grieve to not grieve, right? That's what this shit always boils down to. How long is too long and how short is not enough? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And so not enough time. There's no certain laws on grieving, right? Just as, but life do move on. Regardless of whom it is that we love and miss and that passes away, man, it's just
and I don't know if that's the case or not. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, I'm throwing it out there and asking the question, out there to all of our people out there clicking that like and subscribe button.
Hit that, please. Hit that subscribe. Please,
is it because this is his pattern? Is it because this is just his pattern, or is there some other things going on, or is he physically hurt? But if it is, to be honest with you, man, I'm not even a Kawhi ride and die fan or Clipper fan or none of that shit. But I was just like, damn, disappointed. Like, his brother is out. in the playoffs? Like,
That
and you just played the shit.
Those games that it was getting ready to turn into a great series. My first initial thought was like, oh, this cat don't like competition, right?
I don't know what's going on.
So you brought another layer in there that I'm gonna take the competition. Okay, maybe he don't like competition 20%, and maybe another 60% goes to his sister in that situation. But man, with that being said, man, the Clippers is a woulda, shoulda, coulda. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're gonna end up being.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right. I don't really know how to put Kawhi Leonard's career in proper perspective. I hear a lot of people talk about him being a great
two-way player.
Yeah, and I struggle with that because I don't know I don't have the exact numbers, but I don't know what's the percentage of games he actually played that, that he could have played, and then on top of that, what's the percentage of games? Because you got to think, man, like a lot of people think that Kawhi, this run that he went on Toronto, right, won that championship, it took them a lucky ass shot from Kawhi all the way in the corner, bouncing on the line 7-8 times before it fell in. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was just Toronto had been building to get to that point. They just kept running to LeBron. First time they get rid of LeBron, leave. You know what I'm saying? They go get Kawhi.
Championship.
DeMar Rosen probably would have did the same thing. He had LeBron in his way. You know what I'm saying? So that's why he was salty to a degree. But there's a lot of conversation about him being all-time great, and I just don't see it because of, he played with Duncan, he played with Parker, he played with Ginobili, right? Then you go to LA, and what have you done? And something that wasn't already established.
When you gonna play? Man.
Well, Toronto was established. You see what I'm saying? Like, Toronto had core players, core cats.
Mm-hmm.
This is all Paul George and the Clippers building all this off of his word and what he wanted. What has it turned out to be? Shit.
Boo-boo.
Is it a 500 team? Maybe.
Boo-boo. Yeah, it's slightly over, but it still ain't worth nothing when it comes to the playoffs. So. And that's showing year after year after year. You're right. They're like a novelty franchise.
So it's like, man,
on the cusp of being championship or good. Like they got some labeling and marketing and name and
man, they got everything.
Logos and everything. Yeah, they got
everything.
Star names and everything else, old and new. But it never manifests. You're right.
And so coach, I just don't.
Big game coach.
They went and got Doc. I don't think Doc's. I think he's a little bit overrated as a coach. Doc is like
at
one
this
of
point. Yeah.
Well, shit. Throughout his whole career, G. Yeah. Who the hell can't win with Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett, Rondo? Like you if you can't, you know what nobody ever says, bro? Doc only got one championship out that group. Well, Paul Pierce and KG were hurt the next year and Ray left. That's the excuse. You got one championship out that group. That's your one championship in this league.
And all the talent he done worked with everywhere he's been. Yeah, it only produced one championship. So what's up? What's up with your boy Draymond? The Draymond effect. Let's talk about the Draymond effect.
Hey, man.
I'm gonna call it the effect.
Hey, man. Check this out.
I ain't even really heard the speech I guess he gave him before the game or whatnot. But watching that team perform, bro.
He'll sock you in your eye and then talk and make you cry.
But check this out.
That's the Draymond effect.
Nah, he like a what do they call it? A breaker that you gotta plug in into your breaker box. You gotta have that plugged in there so all electricity can go in and don't burn everything, burn shit up. Like I watched that team flow, man. And to me, I think that's one of the scariest components if that dude can keep his cool and not fuck up again. Which that's a big
33 seconds into the
right
game.
There,
he already had a tech. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm serious. They got championship pedigree. And when that dude is plugged in, it's like the whole team responds. Shit just flow and move on both sides of the ball. So that's really what I was kind of gonna say about him. Is that I know I like his personality and his fire. I think he do some fucked up shit. I think he justifies doing fucked up shit because people do shit to him or taunt him or do whatever, and it happens. It does happen to him.
And that boy, you brought up a point.
He got a spotlight on him. He got a bullseye on his back and everything.
You brought up a very valid
point. So they own his ass, whether he did it or not. I ain't even gonna go into that.
Correct.
But it's on him, and he know it. So he responds to shit which he think is in a low key undercover fucking Negro way.
No. He don't think that. He don't think nothing about it. He don't think nothing about his low key, man.
I'm telling you, bro. I listen to some of this dude.
He just talking. He just talking that talk. Yeah, he just talking that shit on that podcast. Look, man, I'm finna break this shit. I'm finna let y'all know how my boy Dre. Look, I love Draymond Green, bro. I'm a humongous Draymond Green fan for this reason right here, man. We was watching the game. I was like, man, Draymond got to give you 10 to 15 points, right? He's got to be more aggressive. And it's crazy. Everything I said Draymond had to do that game, he came out and he did it, right? And he performed to that mannerism. And so I say all that to say this, man. Not only is it's like he's a conductor, right? He's an orchestrator. Right, you gotta have a band conductor. You gotta have a conductor of this here locomotive. Right, you got a super uber talented machine. Right, but they don't even really know kind of what we was talking about, man. You always got a player who's a coach who knows how to get people in the right places to play up to their potential, to say and do the wrong shit sometimes. See, that's what everybody was missing with the Jordan Poole thing. Excuse me, Jordan Poole, I hate to bring this back up. It's not that you needed that, but it kind of like you needed that, right? Sometimes Jordan Poole forgot his place, his pecking order, right? Jordan Poole, you got one championship, right? You got a little Maldy. Smack. I got 4 of them, right? We didn't put in this work. You knew here. You was down there in D-League. We believed in you. We told Kerr and them to put him down there, let him build. He can grow. Now, when you get up here, don't get too big for your britches. You got your paper. Hey, you got one championship. I done told you. Draymond, you don't. I put toughness, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Nobody likes the disciplinarian until the disciplinarian ain't there, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's all Draymond is, man. It's not that he an enforcer, bro. He just, like you said, he's the conductor. He's a source of energy. You know what I'm saying? He just threads the needle just right. You know what I'm saying? Like
sometimes.
All the time, bro. All the time.
He ran the motherfucker and bend it open.
No.
I had a needle trying to go through it.
This is the other side of Draymond that I think, right? Like when we was watching the game, how many times do you see Sabonis hit the ground around another player's leg?
A lot. That's what I'm saying. I agree with that.
So my other thing is, okay, in the game that he came back, he was in, he fouled, he made a hard foul. See, people take exception to Draymond playing hard.
Yeah,
people take exception to Draymond playing hard.
I don't think that got nothing to do with it.
Everything to do with it. Who play defense in the NBA?
I don't think
the Kings don't play defense.
About him playing hard.
Shit. He got a fractured finger. He mad. He got a fractured finger.
I think it just really comes down to, honestly,
Draymond play hard. Draymond, you keep playing hard,
recklessness can't lead to lawlessness.
Smack the shit out them niggas. Smack
so you're dealing with people that's playing against him recklessly, and he turns at times to lawlessness to deal with it. So
well, that's what I'm saying. Get back is get back. However word you want to put upon it to make it seem. Get back, gang.
You got a spotlight on you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't doing that, but hurting and helping your team. You're getting fire out of it, but you're getting it out of potentially, having a loss. Whereas they had a loss.
He said, look, you almost made me go into my wrestlers metaphors of pull a name out on you. But Draymond is one of the players you got to have. Look here, man. See, you throwing Draymond out there, and then on the backdrop we got Espen on and whatever. But they just showed the dirtiest man alive, Chris Paul. Nobody talk about him. He whack everybody in their nuts for 15, 20 years. Whacking nuts. But Draymond the villain. Why?
Perception. One of the players, the president of the Player Association. One is not.
Man, one player.
That's it.
One player, they had stats out there. He don't win no playoff games. It's him and this official on the same court at the same time. You ain't got no stats like that for Draymond, but he the worst player ever.
That's what I'm saying. Perception.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it just, there's real live stats out there to track some of these assholes, because a lot of these NBA players are assholes. You know what I'm saying? Let's not excuse that part of it. You know what I'm saying? You got a bunch of millionaires out here playing a child's game.
Yeah. And up in there acting like who we here talking about here in a minute, up in the ring.
Don't get to it.
Talk about this Javante and Garcia.
That was bullshit.
Woo-wee.
Hit that nigga in his liver, made his nose bleed on sight.
Yeah, I mean,
he probably, yeah.
I didn't really get to check it out, round by round, but from what I seen, it was, old Bricks Magruder. He was throwing them hands.
Yeah, I like to see a rematch of that fight.
They was landing in the proper spots.
I like to see a rematch of that fight, honestly. Because Garcia was laying leather. He really was. You know what I'm saying? It was on its way to being a very good old school fight. But even with that being said, I want to see these boxers. Go get Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? He's he's the lightweight champion right now. Excuse me. Getting ready to fight Lomachenko on May 20th. You know what I'm saying? So
that'll be a good one.
There's a lot of good up and coming fighters, man. Shakur Stevenson, he's another one that I think probably the best out of all of them. He's the youngest. Yeah, that young brother right there out of Bricks. He's out there Bricks. He out of New Jersey. But there's some other ones out of Philly. Philly keep a hard head, ready to throw the thing. You know what I'm saying? Philly fighters and all. Yeah, now you get in. I love the boxing game. What about you?
Yeah, man, I used to be really down.
Lay that leather, baby.
I used to be when it really got watered down with some shit. But right. There are a lot of names I do recall that was some up and comers when I was kind of scraping back in it. But I guess I need to go on
Errol Spence, man, Bud Crawford. That's two of them. Like I said, we got to see Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia, Timo Lopez. He's a young Spanish fighter out of New York. There's a lot of them, man. I probably missed Triple G, obviously. I don't know if he's still fighting Triple G. I take that back.
I don't think so.
Shit, man. I mean, like I said, the two that we just seen, Garcia and Tank, Lopez. You got
there's a lot.
Like I said, Devin Haney. You got Shakur Stevenson.
Generation.
You know what I'm saying? Stevenson. The Charo brothers. You know what I'm saying?
Canelo, even though he watering down, he's still
out there throwing that leather too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, shout out to Jimmy Butler, his 56 points again, man.
Yeah, that was
shout out to
amazing.
Jimmy Butler and his 56 points again.
I watched
the
second half. That was amazing.
I'm just gonna say this, man. Sometimes we don't really get to. Sports have gotten so watered down. There's so many cameras. There's so much shit. Like that's a performance that we have to really. 56 points in a playoff game, man. To go up 3-1.
Yeah, professional sport, bro. I mean, and it wasn't them easy baskets that he was taking either.
He was giving them buckets, man.
In the fourth, he was hot from the 3-point, so he was stroking that. But yeah, he was going to the cup.
So,
it was straight to the cup.
With that being said, man, shout out to Jimmy Buckets for his record-breaking performance, man. Oh, let's go on back into this, man.
Man, Jimbo Fisher. We're going to go to Prime and Fisher. Just two collegiate
So we're going to break off right now for our little sports session and get into our grind my gears sports mode. Go on get into it. What's grinding your gears with Jimbo, with a little Prime? I can tell you what grinding my gears with these Primes and these Jimbos and these, what's the former black coach that was at Miami?
Who, Jimbo?
No, the black coach that was at head coach for the Dolphins. I can't think of his name.
Oh,
that was still in the NFL. Brian Flores. Shit like that. But go ahead, jump it off. I'm gonna let you kick your shit fight.
It is currently reported, I think the last I checked it was 26.
Yeah.
So departees.
From that program?
From the program.
Of A&M.
And Texas A&M.
Oh, shit.
Aggies. Football squad.
Damn.
And if you can remember, if we can roll back
to about this time,
that's just what I was getting ready to say.
Coming in.
That's just what I was getting ready to say. That's exactly what I was getting ready to say.
Go on, brother. Go on, brother.
Sir. No, thank you. That was perfect.
Go.
So yeah,
that's why we do
it was just last summer about this time. They was bragging and boasting. He was talking all the trash about Nick Saban and buying this. They was going back and forth about that whole situation.
Yeah.
But he was all on top of the world before they did anything with all these recruits that came in via the portal. And NIL and all this other stuff that's popping off. Then pretty much lost all of them and then some of his own squad now. So how come this ain't splattered everywhere? You know what I'm saying?
Why does it land on Dion like he's the one that brought the NIL in the transfer portal? Why is he the face of inside this here when every coach Every coach from Division I to III, if there's a portal, they lined up trying to see what kind of groceries they can go get.
Yes, sir. Ryan Day lost the number one quarterback, Dylan Raiola. He lost him. Shoot, this about this time last year. He been gone. I'm still looking at dudes pimping himself out everywhere. He ain't chose yet. And he's the number one quarterback.
You know why he ain't gonna choose? Because he's looking for some money he ain't finna get.
Bro.
And he ain't gonna get an opportunity. These kids, see, y'all created a system where some of these kids gonna get this bread.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
That's for the same reason why y'all's quarterback. He left. He came on back down to Texas, which was, I think, was the perfect thing for him, though.
Quinn Ewers, and he's starting quarterback right now.
That's what I'm saying.
Arch behind him. We're going to do our thing. Y'all don't start on us. God dang it. We're going to get our hook them. We're going to do our motherfucking thing. Hook them, baby. Yeah. But, you know, this NIL created a lot of fuss and bust, right?
I just want the energy to be kept the same. That's all I'm really asking. Man. You know what I'm saying? Because at this point, what has Jimbo Fisher produced?
Nah, man. When y'all be calling,
what is going on?
When y'all be calling prime, when some of y'all get on y'all's social media pages, y'all get on y'all talk shows, y'all get on different platforms, and y'all call some of these coaches clowns and this, that, and the third. From our perspective, it looks like it's more to it. There's more of an agenda to it because there's coaches who got record numbers for the same thing, but you guys aren't going on these same platforms and talking about these coaches like you're choosing to talk about a Prime or you're choosing to talk about a Brian Flores or whoever it may be. All I'm saying is, like my man said, keep that energy the same.
Mm-hmm. Keep it all the way the same.
Because it don't feel the same.
Don't switch it up.
Now back to something more friendly.
Don't make it lighter.
And fun. Welcome back to the Sesh. Hit that like. Hit that subscribe. We happy
all the
again.
way through with it.
Yeah, that's what we on again. What we finishing this thing out with? Who you got? What you got?
Finish out with just some of these hot situations in the NBA.
Oh man, they over there bumping, they jumping.
Man, these Clippers and Suns. We was over here having a discussion about the Kawhi Leonard effect, on the Clippers and in the Suns series and how that could really have been a hot one. But don't nobody want to play for the Clipper side. It's like who's Charles roster for the night?
Being a Thunder fan, being a resident Thunder fan in the house, being the only one really true resident Thunder fan in the house. What? You know what to do. But anywho, I think that Thunder made a smart trade, bro. When they got from underneath Paul George, a lot of people didn't like it. A lot of people didn't think it was cool. You know what I'm saying? Because it was another superstar we were losing around here, right? But ultimately, man, I just felt like Paul George, he never stayed healthy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You get this late in your career and you can't get healthy. It's not like it's going to start happening for you now. You know what I'm saying? So I just think, bro.
That injury he had, he ain't going to stay healthy.
No, not with the injury he had. He ain't going to stay healthy. It's going to be hard. You know what I'm saying? With the so I can see why Paul George misses the games. Why you don't see me get on here and trash him out too much. You know what I'm saying? Because ultimately, he's not going to be accountable for you in big moments. I tell you that much. It's under 3 minutes, under 4 minutes. Paul George is he ain't no good.
He's not gonna be with you for the stretch of a whole series. I put you like that.
We ain't gonna be able to do it. He got an 8-point less game somewhere in there.
He'll go 6 games. I guarantee you.
Well, that's like last night. I looked up fourth quarter. Anthony Davis was shooting. He had rebounds and shit. Man, hold up, G. Hold up. Shout out to Jimmy Butler. If y'all ain't hearing me, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Shout out to Jimmy Butler. But in the midst of shouting out Jimmy Butler, I forgot. We might need to stand up and salute the damn king. Because what LeBron did last night on the glass, man, at his age, I don't want to hear it. That's the oldest player to grab 20 rebounds in a playoff game. The Chief, Tim Duncan, LeBron. That's the list.
He's going to get it.
Man. Well, yeah, 22-20 and a couple blocks, couple steals.
Couple blocks and steals.
Yeah, man. Anthony Davis, that ain't no way no 38-year-old horse like LeBron should still be leading the pack. Now,
bruise your hip.
D'Angelo Russell, they don't like you in the NBA, my boy. He came in off the bench, hit for 9 quick points, 3 threes, right?
I just heard he a low key, like you try to get in, be in your business and snitch you out type of shit.
He did that early in his career. Yeah. I don't know. I thought he matured a little bit, maybe being in Brooklyn and being traded to Minnesota. But I was thinking about that last night. I'm thinking, you playing with LeBron.
Yeah.
Ain't none of that going on.
But I don't know. I think it's just his shot selection to me, it seems like. Sometimes you get in a good groove, but sometimes you get to where points you in the flow of the offense, keep the ball moving. he'll pull up and just take a motherfucking brick ass shot.
Yeah, he got a little Joe pull in him. He got a little Joe pull on him. But man, I just think LeBron balled out, bro. Memphis is in trouble. Memphis is in big trouble.
Yeah, along the way they're done. I don't think this next game.
Who? Yeah, they done. They cooked.
I don't think they're gonna.
They goose is cooked. They can come back to the grindhouse and try to stretch one out, man. But honestly, it's gonna be hard, man. Unless Anthony Davis just take one off. He just laid the egg last night here. Offensively, you know what I mean? Like, so he's gonna have to come out and put up some numbers. One of these damn games.
Come out,
you know what I'm saying? So LeBron them grabbed 20 rebounds, 22 damn points, nigga. Shit. Let this nigga drink some wine and chill. Hell wrong with you, man?
Dylan Brooks' ass probably gonna foul out by halftime.
Man, Dylan Brooks is a maniac. He's pure maniac, man. He got to chill, bro. Man. You know, I used to watch Dylan Brooks at Oregon. His game was decent in college, but I always thought he shot too much. You know what I mean? And Jalen Rose makes a good point about people having certain levels of intensity to perform at certain levels. You know what I'm saying? He just go a little too far sometimes. You know what I'm saying? People want to be Draymond, but you got to understand with Draymond Draymond did a lot of winning.
What he do to the team, yeah.
Draymond do a lot of winning before. Well, people don't try to put no respect on him, man. Draymond the point guard of the Warriors. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is.
No, that shooting flow off of it.
All of it. What you think about your boy? Mighty Joe Young.
What's going on with his future, man?
Mighty Joe Young, man. I don't know if he gonna be
Trey Young.
I don't know what Mighty Joe Young gonna do, man. I don't know what Mighty Joe gonna do, man.
The soon to be Coach Killer.
Well, he got 2 up under his belt right now, maybe 3.
So I don't know, man.
Who was the head coach when he got hired? When he got drafted?
I think it was McMillan, wasn't it?
I thought he just got fired now.
Had been there a minute.
No, it was somebody before McMillan.
You sure? McMillan been there for a minute.
Maybe. But then it was the other black coach. It was the other black coach. Can't think of his name.
Wasn't it Bickerstaff?
No, it wasn't no Bickerstaff. It was a new cat. Like, I ain't gonna say Drew. Man.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know how that's gonna go with him in the ATL. Or to be honest with you, any spot in the NBA for how his peers see him. So he's gonna have to kind of mold, evolve, really jump and be the team dude, but come off the ball. I think that's really the issue. Is like you can't really dominate and have the ball in your hands because it's a black hole. And he's streaky. And he's small.
I think that is a big part of it. Let me see. McMillan was fired. I can't even Lloyd Pierce. That was his name. Pierce, okay. Yeah, so Lloyd Pierce, Trey McMillan, now Quinn Snyder. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I had to take that break. Y'all had to see my naps and all that shit. Nice. Yeah, hit that like and subscribe. But I had to know. Lloyd Pierce was the coach. Trey Young got him fired. But I want to say Lloyd Pierce somebody was there before Lloyd Pierce, maybe. But they said that's when he got drafted. Let me double check over here.
I think that's probably right there because he only on his 3rd.
Yeah.
He ain't been in the league that long. But man, he had a little bit of a problem. Very talented, but I think, like I said, he got to evolve his game, geared to where it's best for the team.
They say that Trey Young indicates that he supports Steve Nash as the coach. So Quinn Snyder finna be out.
Man, they better not do no dumbass shit like
They just hired Quinn Snyder as the replacement.
That's what I'm saying. They better not do no dumbass shit like
that.
That's what I'm talking about. Like he maybe need to be the one need to move around and kind of experience it somewhere else in a situation where he ain't quote unquote the star because he ain't, number one, ain't performing like it, and 2, he's not, I think, probably running coaches off because they're telling him like your little ass need to hit screens real hard. Look at this motherfucker, Rip Hamilton tape. Let me show you this shit. And do that. Come off the goddamn ball. And when you hit clear off the screen, boom, there's the ball for you. But you having the ball in your hand, doing all this shit, and eating up all the clock, and then pulling a long ass 3. Nah. So that's kind of really what it is for me. He don't want to do that.
I'm going to tell you what. Man. I don't know who you could possibly trade. So I'm sitting here brainstorming. What would even sound like a trade for Trey Young? I could think of maybe Raptors. Maybe they would take, but it's too cold to go up to Toronto.
Yeah.
Would you trade? Shit. Warriors might do some shit like that just because they're the Warriors. And he ain't got no choice with Draymond there. He knows what the results will be.
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
You get out of line, you get socked in your eye. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is.
And we'll be talking about it on Sports Center. I don't
You know what I'm saying? No. Sockage happens today. Trae Young traded to the Warriors. Arriving at the airport, Draymond Green to meet him.
Punched him in the eye.
Two right hooks.
You don't know what was said? People around him said it was a slight murmur, and then it was just a punch.
Man, 2 right hooks, and it was over. Yeah, man. But, you know, that's just tongue-in-cheek, man. Tongue-in-cheek. Trae Young gonna have to find how he gonna have to grow up really in this process. You know what I mean? Coaches getting fired, your team keeps getting bounced out the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? You're in a fortunate position to being the man of the team. So now, as we got Isaiah Thomas up on the screen, another great little guard. You know what I'm saying? You got to channel. So, I don't know, man. You know, NBA is so split on Isaiah Thomas because of the Jordan stuff, I guess. You know what I mean? And him icing Jordan out at the All-Star game and shit, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, that's just that Chicago in him, man. You know what I'm saying? You're going to say, Southside, what? You got to know. I say, ain't no punk. He ain't going for all that.
I think they respect him on the court. I think it's just his executive acumen that was kind of a little murky.
Shit, the Knicks made the playoffs when he was running.
The Raptors up when he was first in charge.
Well, he made the Knicks he put the Knicks in the playoffs at one point. I mean, I think Isaiah's 50-50 in the front office, bro. He done fucked some organizations up and he done turned some around, right? Well, whose record is 100%? Not everybody Jerry West, G.
Yeah, but
look what Mitch Chuck did to the Lakers.
Okay,
Mitch Chuck.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Yeah. Can't say that. He down there with Michael. He running Michael Jordan's organization right now. What they doing? Yeah, what they doing? They got more drink sippers on the team than anybody I know.
Shit, or indictments.
Yeah, or indictments. That part.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I think once again some people get a negative view of them just because who they might be or what they might look like or that their representation might be, and that ain't always what the case is when it appears to be that. But you know, man, it's been fun, man. It's been real, man. I'm tired.
Time for us to run.
Not to bounce, you know.
Click that like and subscribe.
Like some 6 foes, dog. We out. It's your boy too. Peace.